Hey up everyone, what's going on and welcome back to Sheffield United, where nothing's really happened on our side. I won Manager of the Month, so thank you for that. However, the transfer window has now finished. We did no more dealings in that, but it did bring to my attention how insane Manchester City's window was. Yeah, sure, they brought in quite a lot of money, most of it thanks to Bernardo Silva, but 251 million, they triggered a Haaland's release fee, but also Theo Hernandez, Leon Bailey, Morata for some reason, Correa and Michaelenko. A very good budget player, really, at left back. Interestingly, though, they have reacted to the sales that they made, although they seem to have brought in 2 players for every 1 player they sold, for whatever reason. Jesus, however you want to pronounce it, sold. That's the striker gone. They brought 2 in. Mendy, left back. He's been sold. They brought 2 in, although I think Angelino might be left back as well. I'm not entirely certain. If that's his primary position, it is, yeah. Just because I remember him playing all the way up and down that left-hand side. And Bernardo Silva's gone, so they brought in 2 wingers. And just one thing that I forgot to mention in the last episode in regards to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, there was a sell-on fee for Dominic Calvert-Lewin when he was sold to Everton, so we actually got £5 million back for buying him. It's a bit confusing, but basically it means the net transfer is about 22 million. Now the first match is against Liverpool here. We do have the Europa League later on. Oh, we did do the registration for that. There were a couple of people had to miss out on that, unfortunately. Vavro, Evian were the 2 that kicked off about it. Although, as soon as I approached Evan, he went, all right, thanks for talking to me. Clearly it wasn't that much of a problem, was it? I've been reliably informed that his name is pronounced Ercan Çakır, or something to that effect. That's it. Çakır is the surname, and that's what I'll go with, Çakır. But it is interesting now that he's fit. He is being suggested as replacing Ramsdale. You know, all that time I considered Ramsdale as being overrated by the game, but I'll be honest, 12 eccentricity does feel like a lot now. Just don't trust him. Didn't manage to ship off Simon Moore, that he's still stuck around for whatever reason. Also didn't get any loans for these work permit players. Yeah, so we can't play Curtis Jones, of course, because he's on loan from them. Marcus Edwards returning from an injury. Can't play him. Same with Maddison. Same with Fleck, but Fleck's okay. Burge is nowhere near the bench right now, so we can go on it. Kaysera is tired for whatever reason. I don't know what's happened there, but Bogle is sort of okay, so we'll put him on the bench. I just wonder if he was returning to fitness and maybe played an under-20s match or something. Under-23s. So all things considered, I reckon this is the best set of players at my disposal at this moment for this match. Norwood may be the only one to change. No. Çakır in goal. Kolasinac. Sorry, it is Kolasinac. And his first name is actually pronounced Sayad. Sayad at left back, Badiashile, Egan. Because I'm still not fully certain it is Kolasinac now. I did try to learn that one too. Badiashile, Egan, Smith, Norwood, Gagliardini, Brewster, Burge, Evian, who is actually performing this year, and Calvert-Lewin up front. I would give you the number 1, but I can't do that right now. I could give you 21, apparently, because of the work permit, I guess. Çakır here, Ramsdale in the Europa League, I imagine, is probably the best shout for this. I do not like how good their team is, by the way. The fact they got Alphonso Davies. Where's Robertson? Because he's not even on the bench. Must be injured. Because I think they still have him. Trent, Van Dijk, Marcao, interestingly. Davies, Bentancur, Keita, Salah, Thiago, Firmino and Martinez. Marcao is interesting. Maybe that's why I was drawn to his name in the Glory Hunter Twitch save I'm doing right now. Mondays, Wednesdays, 7:30pm. He wasn't scouted particularly highly over there, so that is curious. Now, naturally, I have faith in everyone because I do, actually. I genuinely do. I might actually get to play James Maddison midweek, which would be nice. But this game kicks off with Liverpool in blue. Brewster forgets which side he's on temporarily and doesn't even challenge for that ball. Becker is going to charge at him, though. We are zoomed in, thankfully, and the 3 panels are back, by the way. So that's good news, as Martinez is going to score in like the first 20 seconds, isn't he? Yep. Well done, everyone. Great work by you. Martinez, seriously, Martinez. I think they sold Mane, didn't they? They sold Mane to PSG. Don't know what's happened to Jota. 3 panels are back, but not over here, apparently, so let's fix that. Everyone's composed and motivated and inspired despite conceding in the first 20 seconds, but Bobby Firmino on the left, Thiago through the middle. I'd argue not necessarily the most natural of players in their positions there. Positions with their players. I'm not sure how that sentence was supposed to be phrased, but never mind. Becker finds Badiashile. Badiashile does very well to head that to Gagliardini, it's got to be said. That could have gone so much worse. Calvert-Lewin is through and it's 11 minutes in and it's 1-1. Didn't score against Wolves, but he scored here against Liverpool. So, of course, former Everton. He knows the deal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin are now new number 9 again. Sorry, Brewster. But, I mean, you didn't really do this level of football, did you, Brewster? Let's be real. Number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Couldn't give it to any other person. Going to see that he's on side here. well onside. The yellow line wasn't even in the right place, to be fair, but still onside. And it's 1-1 as we look to maintain a winning run, let alone an unbeaten run. 4 games, 4 wins. Keita will find Lautaro Martinez, who's put Bobby Firmino through, and as a natural striker, I would... very open game is what I'll say at this point. I dread to think how many goals are going to happen against Vojvodina next, though. I don't even know how good they are. If I'm completely honest, I've never heard of them. Sorry to any fans of Vojvodina who may be watching. Oh God, Sayad's injured. How long for? Upper body? What? Has he been involved in a wrestling match? What? Upper body? Interesting that they want me to replace Majorit Hendricks when Ender Stevens is the only other left back. Well, we'll demand a little bit more from the team because we are 2-1 down here. We have gone positively, but we are at home, so I would expect us to be a little bit better. Liverpool entered this match in 8th, so I think they've had a loss or a draw or something. They definitely dropped points. Oof, Burr should have scored. Thiago whips a ball in. Buddy Shield deals with it, because of course he does. Mo Salah, nowhere near the box for the corner for whatever reason, will now try to weave his way through everyone. I am intrigued to know what happens here. Now, I've just noticed the XG actually, and they are deservedly ahead, so I am certainly not pleased by this performance. Like I say, this is the first sort of proper test, but the fact that we have won the other 4 matches is probably a good indication of where we stand right now as a team. Like, we're still mixing it with the big boys at this point. Because last year, we won a surprising amount of games against these kind of teams. No, I think we beat Liverpool, didn't we? We were unbeaten against Liverpool, actually, at this point. 3 games, no losses. We beat Man City, beat Arsenal, I think, as well. Who were up there last year, I should just say. Just because that's a confusing sentence with the real world Arsenal. Apologies to Arsenal fans. Anxious, nervous, I mean, I'm going to thrash the arms and be far from pleased. And then we're going to send them back out again. Davies on a 6.2 is curious. Starting to wonder we should maybe challenge down that side. Now, what's Evian on? He's on a 6.3. Bruce is on a 6.2. Dear Lord. Really? Really, Benoit? Benoit is fantastic, except for when he's giving away penalties. It's quite bizarre. He's incredibly solid and consistent, but he's always the one that gives away the penalty. As Xhaka can't keep that one out. Mo Salah's first goal of the season, 5 games in. FPL managers are going to be furious that it's taken them this long, because I bet you actually everyone's traded him out by week 5 and now he's popped a penalty in. I mean, what do we do here? Right, Calado's on. Other way around, just realised. But Bernie's playing on the left, Calado on the right. I'll be honest, Sander Berge through the middle isn't doing that much better. Oh God, I just realised that's all 3 changes, isn't it? Because of the Sayad situation. No, yeah, solid, we're doing it. I have faith in you. They don't care. Very rarely do I actually go for that these days because it doesn't seem to get a reaction in this year's game. I'll be honest, I forgot most of the time in last year's game, but I bet there's people out there that don't even know that you can do team talks to players being subbed on. But this year it doesn't seem to actually do anything. Last year it would have given, if you give them faith as they went on, they would have been motivated and what have you. This year you don't seem to get a reaction out of your subs at all. Anyway, McBurney playing for the 2nd time this year. He's worth 28 million. I did have an offer on transfer deadline day from Watford for about 26 guaranteed. Not all of it up front. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored again. And I sounded more surprised by that than I probably should have. I think it's just the fact that we've done something in this game again now. But Bernie with the assist, I mean, that's a lovely little cross, chip, pass, whatever you want to call it, really. But that, from Ollie McBurney, really good. Nord's on a 6.3. Can't really do much about that. Both fullbacks booked as well. Can't take anyone off now. Can we squeeze an equaliser? I mean, we're going to have to go for this, aren't we? They brought Gomez on at left back. There's a long throw with 3 minutes of regulation time to go. Now that's going to pop its way back to John Egan, who's going to shove it all the way across the pitch. That's dinked through the middle, and Sander Berge, of all people, is on the end of that. I'd say of all people, he's the attacking midfielder. That's where he should be. I mean, we're lucky to be in this, looking at the XG. Valiant, in the end, is what I'll say. I am far from pleased. Now, the only good news about this loss is the fact it is being followed up by a European match against a side that we should comprehensively beat. I mean, we're still 2nd. We could end up 3rd because of Arsenal. Actually, we could end up 3rd because of Chelsea as well, depending on who they play. Sheffield United's Xhaka told how manager Charlie Watson kept the team locked in the dressing room following the 3-2 Premier Division defeat. Don't know how he's managed that considering he doesn't speak English. Incredible work from Xhaka there to A, bring in a translator and B, then leak that. It was Chelsea versus Arsenal, which I didn't know it was Chelsea versus Arsenal, but I kind of had a suspicion for whatever reason. 1-0 actually does keep us ahead of them. It's bizarre that I'm talking about this as if we're a top 6 side now. Like, we got 6th. That's only because Tottenham are rubbish in the game. 8 goals in 5 appearances should keep Calvert-Lewin in the England squad. Yeah. I love that. Calvert-Lewin is a new signing of Bramall Lane, having joined from Everton in June. I mean, Technically, yes he is, but he's not really, is he? Let's be honest. Tottenham seem to be doing a little bit better at the start of this year. 7 points from 4, and they've won this one, so 10 points from 5, popping them up into 4th. So realistically, if Tottenham are back, we do need to be performing really, really well this year. We can't just be best of the rest. We need to be up there fighting for European spots with the same kind of points. Ender Stevens is out, which is problematic actually, because I didn't see how long Sayed was out. Kolasinac? I'm going to go with Kolasinac for the time being. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But Sayed's easy to say. Yeah, okay, so we're strong favourites against the Serbian team. Respect Rosic, who has 8 tackling. Alright, don't want to get too cocky here, but feeling a little bit better. 8 concentration, 8 tackling. He can head a ball though. I love that question about physical attributes in this year's games. Like, this player, as you're well aware, like, why are you asking me then if you think I'm well aware? As Madison has a stubbed toe, which takes him out for a week and a half. You were about to play a game, James. Sayed's out for 6 weeks. Broken ribs, what on earth did he do? Oh, that was the other thing. As Newcastle are dealing with another takeover in this game, we are in the process of a board takeover. The news says there's nothing to it, but there's clearly something to it. Phil Jagielka is a legend, but Neil Warnock's only an icon. Where did Phil go in the end? Oh, he just left, he didn't join anyone. Do we have spaces in the lowers? None, staff only. Good, that's what I want. Under 18s coach, have we got space for this? I don't care, but Phil, get in the squad. Get back in, Phil. I'm just creating a Sheffield United super team now. You know, we've got Neil, we've got Dominic, we've got Billy still around. Get Phil back in. We're unstoppable. So now excuse me while I change basically the entire side. Except for the midfielders, although I do need to change my entire bench now, I realise. So a few players come in who are a little bit tired midweek because they were returning to fitness and probably played an under-23s match without me realising. But Ramsdale in goal, Hendricks at left-back because he's the only person who functions there anymore. Helander Fofana, who was suspended of course for the Premier League. Kaisara at right-back, probably too good for this match, but giving him match fitness more than anything. Norwood and Gagliardini because I've run out of midfielders at this point. Jones, who couldn't play against Liverpool of course, McBurney. Edwards on the right side, same situation as Kaisara. And Musset up front, who of course hasn't featured because of Dominic. Depending how like the first half an hour of this goes, not sure how much of this you'll end up seeing. Although, first highlight we actually see goes to them. We've had more shots. Say goes to them. Musset's on the ball now. We are having to play in green because of the red and white. I don't know what's happened here. Gagliardini's going to run onto that loose ball and just pop it in. Not entirely certain what Kuborovic is doing in goal there. Like, as a defensive challenge, it's very unfortunate the way the ball landed here. But Kuborovic, should have really done something. It looked like he considered going for the ball for a split second and then didn't also then try to save it. As Gagliardini will not have an easier chance in his entire career, I imagine. They keep doing slide challenges that just end up going to our possession. I don't know what's happened here. Someone's offside, I think. Okay, so this is starting to feel like what I was expecting was going to happen. As we have another chance. Although that is cleared, only as far as Fofana. Norwood. We'll find Kaisara. I might just call him Junior. Marcus Edwards has popped that one in. He bamboozles the goalkeeper there, actually, this time round. It is actually Marcus Edwards' first appearance because of his injury. I wish James Maddison could have joined him. But they're slightly overpowered right-hand side with Junior, and Edwards has... Actually, no, the goalkeeper in the replay looked a little bit better than he did in the live for whatever reason. I thought he was bamboozled by something there, but he did actually try to save the ball properly. But it is just over half an hour gone and we have an XG of 1.5. It's up to 2. Oliver Burney and a few lads on the bench are complacent. Not sure why it's the bench lads that are complacent. They're not even playing. But Burney's only on 6.8 along with Fofana. They're the two weak links. I don't know what's going on with goalkeeper ratings when they don't have to deal with a shot. You think they just stick at 6.6 until they actually have to do something? But Ramsdale's still down to 6.5. I've noticed this with my Napoli side. With merit, because quite a lot of the time we don't have to deal with a shot. Gagliardini makes it 3. Quite a lot of the time we don't have to deal with a shot for a long period of the game, and merit's been on like a 6.2, 6.3. So I don't know exactly how they're judging that. Defensively, my Napoli side are ridiculously good. In terms of games that matter, we're actually unbeaten over on Twitch right now. I do realise this video is going up before the introduction video to the Glory Hunter save, so spoilers, I guess. Musset looked like he was clean through there, but the ball does stay in our possession regardless. Just get held up somehow. Kaisara, do I get 5 subs in the Europa League? I know we're doing the Champions League. That goes wide. Sorry, I don't know why I said Champions League. Napoli in the Europa League. That's entirely the reason why I chose them. I feel like I need to change the midfield just because I don't want them getting tight. Now, Gagliardini's always going to hat-trick, so Fleck comes on for Norwood. They get more subs. I mean, I don't think I actually have any other players left that aren't injured or unregistered, so I'm not sure I actually had any more space for any more players anyway, but I feel like I might have had more sub space. But realistically, Norwood and Gagliardini, the only two I'd probably want to be taking off in this match. Fleck whips this one in. Well, he's got his hat-trick, so he can come off now. Roberto Gagliardini at the back post. You can barely see him because of the camera angle. I'll probably just make fitness substitutions. Like, Fofana might as well play the full 90 because he can't play in the Premier League for 2 more matches. Like, if anyone dips into... Oh, Marcus Edwards has just dipped into red. As I said that, I was going to say, if anyone dips into red, I'll take him off. We do have Collado on the bench. Oh, Jones is in so much space. It's probably 5. It is 5. That's his first goal for us. So Marcus Edwards has his debut and scores. Curtis Jones gets his first goal and Gagliardini gets his first goal of the season. Also his first hat-trick for us, of course. So it's a night of firsts here in Serbia. And it ends a nice, comfortable 5-0 as I, not gonna lie, sort of suspected they didn't even have a shot, let alone a shot on target. 3 corners, but no shots. Good win, boys. Well done. We've set at a 7.4, but they're telling me he didn't have much luck in front of goal. 3 shots on target. And around the grounds today, Apoel hold Hibs, but everything kind of went predictably. For everyone else, I would argue. No surprises in the Europa League tonight. Edwards scores English football comeback in Serbia. It's not English football, is it? Sorry, England boss Carlo Ancelotti. What happened there? Southgate was sacked. Of course, Euro 2021's happened. Germany won it. Did Germany actually have a national side this year? Nope. Still not licensed. So in terms of the tree, England, oh dear, I can see why Gareth was sacked. We lost to Turkey. I'm just curious who was in goal for Nick Pope. I thought Ramsdale had been called up for this one, but it's Forster and Pickford. I was slightly concerned for a second that I had both goalkeepers from this match, because I could have sworn Ramsdale had been called up, but no, he hadn't. Why was Abraham playing this? The fact there's a player missing on the subs does imply that Kane was injured or red carded or something. There it is. Harry Kane injured in the Croatia match. As Trabzonspor without Xhaka in goal lose 8-0 to Arsenal in the first 61 minutes. Sorry, Trabzonspor. I do apologise for taking your goalkeeper now. Oh God, I just made it easier for Arsenal, haven't I? I did say that. I did fear that was the case. I've made it easier for Arsenal, which is obviously going to make our job a little bit harder, considering we've got to deal with the likes of Atletico Madrid and Dortmund in this before the third place Champions League sides come down. Oh dear. Anyway, considering we did back-to-back games here, I might go a little bit further forward. I'll go forward to the point wherever the Europa League might be decided. It's typically going to be like the 4th or the 5th game, so depending on how we do against Basel at home, that's probably the biggest one. If 12 points sees us through the group, basically, probably Chelsea and Lask. We probably won't do the Vojvodina again, of course. We might go all the way to Basel at the end. Tottenham, Man City's down here. But probably Chelsea and Lask. I'll see you for that next time. Until then, ta-ra.